So for today's video, I've got Jared with us again. And Jared, of course, you'll know from that CTI video we did, as well as the ISO. And today's got a very special car. Jared,
hi.
tell us about it.
Okay, so it's a replica of a 1955 Porsche 550 Spyder. The exact same car like James Dean obviously raced and died in. The car, I acquired it many years ago. I think I was basically the first owner. I think it had about 200 kilometers on the clock when I first owned it. I used to use it a lot around with my son, and I thought I actually did a lot of mileage in it, but I clearly didn't. A couple of trips to the shops and back and it didn't add up a lot of mileage. And I ended up then selling it to a chap, and he kept it for a number of years, and then I ended up buying it back again, and I've enjoyed it again, you know. And I think this time I've started to put a lot of mileage on it and enjoy it and go to shows and stuff like that with it. I also went to the George Motor Show this year, which was quite nice. And yeah, basically when I got the car, it was plain silver, which didn't look right to me, so I styled it down to the original James Dean car graphics, even down to the number plate as well, the California number plate, all the decals and everything the same as the James Dean.
So it's the same as what he had.
Yeah, exactly down to what he had.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's quite a fun little car, you know. It's probably about 80-90 horsepower. It runs the proper Porsche 356 motor, so it's not a Beetle variant motor. It does run a VW gearbox. The gearbox is a cable shift box, which is quite nice. Quite a nice little precise gear change that you get on it. The cars are made with a proper purpose-built space frame chassis. They've got rose jointed suspension, disc brakes up front, drums at the rear. Uses a lot of correct Porsche parts on it. The wheels, the badges, the gauges, gear knob and all those kind of things. The headlights, tail lights, indicators, all that kind of stuff is all proper Porsche sourced. Yeah, and just a nice fun car.
And the steering as well?
The steering is period correct, but it's not exactly. There's a couple of different versions. You could either use the banjo steering, which is the same as on a 356 Porsche, or this type of steering. So yeah, I guess it just depends on what the guys wanted. The space is quite small, so you don't want to have too much of a big steering wheel. Even if you go up another centimeter or two, you're going to feel it on your legs changing the gears.
And you were saying this isn't based on a Beetle at all?
Not at all, no. Okay. You get those other ones, like I think they call them the RSK, I think they're 718 Spyders or something. Those are on Beetle-based things back in the 80s and that, but these are proper purpose-built cars. They're actually made by Universal Products, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in South Africa.
Yeah, in South Africa, yeah. Overseas, you got the Beck kits. As far as I know, this particular style was actually done on a Beck kit, as far as I know, but I'm not 100% sure. And if I'm corrected, I think there's probably 5 to 10 of these in the country.
Oh, really?
Majority of the time, they're doing them for export, and they actually export them to the UK.
Okay. And you were saying you were talking about pricing on them. You were saying the original ones are obviously what,
40 million rand plus, yeah.
Okay. And something a rolling chassis like this without an engine, you were saying would go for what?
700,000, yeah. That's from Universal Products. They sell them as a rolling chassis without engine gearbox, and I think they export them like that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beautifully built. I mean, we're having a look around it, and I mean, it's just so usable. You've got a bit of luggage space in the front. The doors work. I mean, the inside, everything is beautiful in it.
Yeah.
And you were saying when we were chatting a bit earlier about 400 kilos.
Yeah, 450 kilos.
Okay.
With 80-90 horsepower, it hops. You know, it's got a nice nice power to weight ratio.
Well, I think that's our cue for taking it for a drive. Eh?
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to hear, but you're hearing all the important stuff.
Yeah.
Actually really quite snug in here, eh?
Yeah. Especially when you've got a slightly big shoulders.
Maybe it's like a go-kart.
Yeah. and up the hills, it just literally pulls like a train. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable the torque that it develops.
And you say it's got discs all around.
Discs in the front, drums at the rear.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know the beauty of cars like this, you don't need to go fast.
No, it's engaging. You know, at 140, you feel like you're doing 300 k's an hour because
yeah,
you're 2 inches off the ground, and it's so involving, you know.
Yeah.
My son and I actually did a drive on Sunday out to the wind farm and back, and I went with my combi, and then he drove with us.
Okay.
And yeah, it was so nice, you know, to go and do a 100k trip, just enjoy the cars, you know.
And I mean, completely reliable as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, I've done a lot of long trips with it in terms of like 100, 200 k's and stuff like that. It's never let me down. Your body gets more tired than anything else if you're tall like me.
Yeah, sure.
But it's really fun to drive. I don't say I ever don't want to get into it, you know, when you look forward to driving it. Is that it? And my son actually, when he drove it this weekend, he had it actually up at 160 k's an hour.
Oh, really?
Because he had pulled over and I wanted him to join me with the combi.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do a drive-by video of him, and he was trying to catch me up, and by the time he caught me up, he was doing about 160 k's an hour.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually quite comfy inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No, for sure.
It runs really nicely, actually. I mean, it's so stable.
It is, yeah. And it doesn't rattle or anything like that. Yeah. It's not a car you want to drive if you want a hairstyle, though.
Nah. Unless you got
You've
one
got
like
the
mine.
perfect one, yeah.
Yeah, you go through hats in this car, eh?
Sure.
And 1,200 k's, you were saying. That's what it's done.
Yeah.
We're getting onto old CV Road, or CV Road here. Let's see.
The most I've driven this car is actually since I bring it down to the coast, because the roads are just so nice here. In Joburg, you're always worried about a pothole, or you're worried about getting bumped in the traffic or things like that, where there's more space, people seem to be more considerate, and I think the attraction and the interest in the car makes people kind of notice it and be more aware, you know, that you won't bump into somebody or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it just really stands out.
Say that again?
It really stands out.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's...
So check that, 120, you're sitting at 3,500 RPM, so it's very nicely geared. 140, you're sitting at 4,000. But I mean, it just pulls like a train, eh?
Yeah, it does, eh?
We almost feel like James Dean.
No. And I mean, I'm actually amazed at how, you know, obviously there's a lot of wind noise and stuff, but how refined it is at this speed.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, it's just going a lot, there's no issue at all.
No.
And you know, Jared, also just looking over the bonnet,
Yeah.
eh? Just the curves.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, what a very cool car, eh?
I think so.
Okay, so there we go. And the first thing that strikes me is just how short the throw of the gear shift is, eh? I mean, it's like centimeters.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe how well it goes as well. Eh?
And it feels like you're going so fast.
I know.
Yeah.
crazy, eh? But I mean, that was racing.
Yeah.
These Porsche motors, these, you say it's from a 356?
Yeah, 356.
Okay. Did you find it or did you buy it like that?
No, so what happened was when I got the car originally, it had a VW motor.
Yeah.
And the guy that I sold it to many years ago, he actually did the conversion on the 356.
Okay.
And then he hardly ever used it. And then I basically got it, and I went through the whole thing and got it all recommissioned and got it all running nicely.
And a difficult motor to find?
I think a 356 is quite hard to find and very expensive to find today, yeah.
And the internals, obviously, I mean, it's a 1600 like a Volkswagen motor.
Yeah.
But obviously the internals are completely different, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And double the power.
Yeah, because I think your normal 1600 litre motor is probably about 35 horsepower.
Exactly, yeah. And you say this is 80.
Yeah, especially with the new carbs and everything else that we put on. It's about 80 or 90 horsepower. Look, last year, a generation 356, I think it was a Super 90, was a 90 horsepower standard from the factory.
Wow. So these were built from what? When to when?
It was
Not the replicas, the
55,
originals.
yeah, no, 1955, I would imagine probably 1 or 2 years.
I think I've got the indicator on here. So nicely, eh?
It's definitely got loads of torque, eh?
And I mean that's like 2,500 revs.
Yeah. Even when I've had it up in Joburg and I've driven it on the highway and you get those, you know, nice steep hills that you're going up, it just doesn't drop even an inch of RPMs, eh?
Yeah.
It just literally pulls.
That's just a function of power to weight, eh?
Yeah.
80 horsepower and kilowatts is what, about 50-ish, eh? 55
Yeah.
maybe, somewhere around there. But
And it all sounds negligible until you put it in a 450 kg
exactly,
car.
and it's a power to weight ratio
Yeah.
of 100 watts per, over 100 per kilogram, eh?
Yeah.
And pulls very cleanly as well. I mean, you were saying that you had changed the carbs, obviously, but I mean, it's very linear, the power delivery there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hardly...
So initially a Porsche 356 like this model came with twin Zeniths,
Okay.
and it's just outdated technology. And then I actually got Garen at Fork Spares, he supplied me a new set of IDFs. When we had to change to the IDFs, we had to change from the 356 inlet manifolds to Porsche 912,
Yeah.
which were longer. And I think that also added to giving us more torque as well. And he reckons we gained about 20 horsepower just by doing that conversion. But
Wow.
it's just so much easier to set them and for them to stay in sync and everything else that it's made the car so nice and drivable.
Yeah. And it really is. I mean, we're chugging along here at, what, 2,000 revs?
Yeah.
And I'm just in fourth.
No, I think you're in third still.
I'm on third.
Yeah.
No, fourth.
Oh, you're in fourth, okay.
At 80, yeah.
And it'll just pull happily
Yeah, I
from
mean,
there.
it's, and this is not a, I mean, there's a bit of a hill here, chugging along and boom, there we go. I'm going to do it now, but... And it really does feel like a go-kart.
Yeah.
What a beautiful car, eh?
Thanks.
Puts a smile on your face.
Yeah. And a perfect car for the coast, eh?
Absolutely, yeah.
sometimes drive it there in Summer Strand and park it on the beachfront, and it really does attract attention.
It can be better than this.
Yeah.
You know? So we get back here to the old Merc guy. Jared, what a treat. Thank you. Thanks for bringing it past, and man, yeah, what a lot of fun it is. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please subscribe and put in a like, and hopefully we'll get a lot more of these going.